And Joyce, you are now entitled to wear this medal around your neck. This is the Cancer Victory Medal given to those who've been written off and still managed to fight their way back to a complete remission. Thank you. She needs that applause. She deserves it. Okay?
I've never done this before, guys, so bear with me, okay? This is my first time. But I want to thank Jerry for the opportunity, and I think there are some wonderful young minds out here that will get something from this, I hope. I'm old enough to be all your mothers, and so just look at this like this happened to your mom, okay? June the 9th, I woke up at 3:45 in the morning with a neck that felt like I had been sleeping wrong on it. I got up and went into the restroom, looked at my neck, and I had knots on the side. It was swollen all the way down to the bone area. And I knew there was something bad because I have always been sick. And so anyhow, whenever my husband woke up that morning, I said, I think I better go call my doctor and see what's going on. Naturally, he was getting ready to leave town, but I did get worked in, and he said, it does not look good, and I want you to have a CAT scan before the sun sets tonight. That was on June the 9th of this year. I went in, had a CAT scan, and the next morning he called me and he said, Joyce, he said, it looks like it's lymphoma. And Dr. Stephen Bishop out in Granbury, and he said, I want to set you up with my surgeon. I want you to have a biopsy on those lymph nodes. And he said, I said, well, who is this person that you're sending me to? He said, he's the only person alive that's ever held my heart in his hands. And I thought, well, if he's good enough for Dr. Bishop's heart, he's probably good enough for me. And it's someone you probably all know, Dr. Ivadi here at this school. I went in on Monday, met with Dr. Ivadi. On Tuesday, he had me at Medical Plaza, removing lymph nodes in the chest and in the neck, and they all came back positive for B-cell follicular lymphoma. My doctor, the primary care physician, said, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that it's very treatable. Many people live 15 years with it. The bad news is it's incurable. Well, I'll be 72 this month. 15 years isn't that bad a deal. You know, I didn't get all upset about it. I thought, well, okay, I can take 15 years. And anyhow, we went on, and within a few days, Dr. Ivadi's office called me, or Dr. Ivadi actually called me himself, and he said, I've scheduled you for a Mediport. And I felt like I was caught in the eye of a tornado. So much was happening around me that I had no control over. And I had gone down to Jerry. I've known Jerry for many years, and I knew he was working on this. I didn't know the details. But anyhow, I had met with Jerry. I got his CD. I bought his book. I took it home and immediately started reading his book and listening to the CD. And I thought, okay, this gives me feeling that I'm in a little bit of control. You know, you feel like you're out of control when you find out you've got cancer. There's too many bad stories out there. Too many people have it. So many people have it. And so anyhow, I said, I got the nerve up. I called Dr. Ivadi's office, and I said, I'm not going to have the Mediport installed right now. I need to find a good oncologist. And when he tells me it's time, I will call you back, and we'll schedule the Mediport. Okay, so that gave me a little feeling of power also. And so I did start searching for an oncologist. I did like most people. I asked friends. I researched on the Internet. I went back and talked to Dr. Bishop, who was my primary care doctor. Finally got several names, and we determined that Dr. Despain in Granbury was with Texas Oncology, and I would go to him. I did. I liked him a lot. He immediately ordered a PET scan. He did a bone marrow test there in his office. He does it quite frequently, he said. I really liked him well, but I had told him on the first visit that I feel that the only thing I should do is get a second opinion regardless of how this turns out. Well, all the tests had come back. It was B-cell follicular lymphoma. And so anyhow, at that point, I said, well, I'm going to go in search of a second opinion, which I did, and I'd had UT Southwest Simmons Cancer Center recommended by numerous people. I went down there and they assigned me to a Dr. Nana. He is a lymphoma specialist. I liked him a great deal, and I did take the time after I made the conclusion. I liked having all my tests done in one area because it's in their system. If I have to go to a different doctor, there's someone there that has access to all my records. I don't have to go gathering everything up and taking it there. And so I went back out and visited with Dr. Despain and told him, please don't destroy my file. I may come back one of these days, but right now I think this is the proper place for me to be. And so at that point, I've made arrangements that all my files were there at UT Southwest, and they said they wanted to see me again in 4 months. Well, it so happened that 4 months was December the 7th, and for you young people that don't know what December the 7th is, that's the last day for getting your Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage plan set up. So I asked please to move my appointment forward. I went in on the 23rd. I had another PET scan. And by the way, during all this time, I have spent nearly 300 hours listening to that guided imagery CD, reading the book, and doing everything that I can within myself to have my immune system handle this problem. I listened for an hour every night as I go to bed. I put my earphones on. I did it this morning before I came here. I get up about 6:30. I put my earphones on so I don't disturb my husband, and I listen to the guided imagery CD. I've skipped to certain parts that I feel like are more effective for myself, and it's good. It relaxes you. You sleep better. The stress is the stress is much lower. And anyhow, when I went in on the 23rd, had my PET scan done. I went back yesterday, met with Dr. Nana, and lo and behold, I have no cancer in the chest. That was where it was loaded, they said. I had no cancer in the neck. I had no cancer in the right pectoral muscle. The only place that I have any left is in the left armpit, and it's pretty minor. He can't even feel the lymph nodes. He did a physical exam as well. And so that is exciting to me. And if it was your mom, it'd be exciting to you too. But anyhow, these things do work, and we're very privileged to be here and to let all these young minds know what has happened. And I hope you will be attentive and keep in mind that you may share this with someone else.